Happy evening, everyone. This is Sudhama, your communication coach. I'm back again with my pep talk. Be spoken and be heard's pep talk. And this is the month of July, and we are at the end of the month. What a month I had! What a series of talks I had, and what sort of people I really came to know. Every talk was something to take away. I hope as viewers, you also had the great opportunity to know about people, their accomplishments, their journeys, their hurdles, people. Well, this is not it. We have a very wonderful gentleman all the way from Delhi. He is a HR strategist in people analytics in Cognizant Technologies Solutions, a business author by interest. He has written his book with the name Ravan, a mistaken king, an unmistaken leader. Well, he's also quite active on LinkedIn with his wonderful write-ups, and he's also podcasting about his book. Well, he is everywhere with his book because that book really speaks his mind and his ideologies with mythology. Well, let's find out more from, yes, that's Gaurav Kataria from Delhi. Welcome to Pep Talk, Gaurav.
Thank you so much, Sudha. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity so that I can come to this platform and let my thoughts be in front of everyone.
Right, wonderful. Well, how is everything at your end, Gaurav?
Yeah, it's going good. You know what's going on in Delhi. Corona everywhere and now Rafale. So, yeah.
Everything is spread still. You're unstoppable. You're everywhere with your book. That's
Thank you so much.
Well, Gaurav, what?
Yeah, just putting in efforts.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, no, nothing. I'm just saying that just putting in efforts from my side. So, yeah.
Okay. Gaurav, so since that you are here to talk about your book, and even I'm curious to know, and my viewers definitely would be loving to know more about you through your book. So talk us about your book. What exactly is this book? What inspired you to write, especially Ravan as a protagonist? This is quite, intriguing for me to know. Yes.
Definitely, Sudha. So I believe I'll start with the cover page of my book. So when you look at the cover page of my book, what do you think? What comes into your mind, or what would be something that would come to your mind if you look at the cover page of my book?
Well, your cover page speaks about a tuxedo, a suit kind of, and then there's a silhouette of someone. That's what I
Right.
and I somewhere felt it's because it's all necktie or something related to professionals. Some perspective, I guess.
Exactly. So actually, I tried to come up with something new. New in the sense that I wanted to combine mythology with corporatism. I wanted to combine what professionals can learn from our ancestors, from our history, from the villains of our wars or villains of our epics.
Okay.
Basically, heroes can teach us many things.
Absolutely.
Right. The winners of the battles, the winners of the wars, they can teach us many things. And since our childhood, we are trying to learn something that can definitely improve a bit in our life.
Right.
Whether through academic mediums or through professional mediums or through lectures and all.
Right.
But is there anyone or is there any villain who can teach us something that had happened with him, and whether it's good or bad? Right. And is there anything that we can learn from his life and implement in our life and it can improve it? So I tried to mix mythology with the corporatism so that I can come up with something which is maybe it's not existing in the market. Okay. So that was the intention of coming up with this.
Okay. So is it for professionals? Who are your takers for this? Like,
I would say, Sudha, both. It's for professionals as well as the mythology lovers. Because mythology, because my own.
Yes.
Extremely sorry.
No worries. Go ahead.
So, mythology, because I had my own interest in mythology, I would say since my childhood, and professionals because this is something I believe for the last 4 or 5 years, I'm more closer to uh, the corporate world. So I was just thinking that what if there is if there is something that I can combine, if there is any if there's something which I can combine into the mythology and come up with something new that can improve the mythology people. I mean the people who are interested in reading mythology,
Right.
and as well as satisfy the taste buds of the people who are in corporates. So this was the thing.
It's
And
a
why
hybrid of corporates and our age-old stories, I guess. It's a hybrid of corporate as well as our age-old legend stories, I guess.
right, exactly. So it will satisfy everyone, kind of like mythology lovers as well as the corporate world.
So
And why I
everyone are
chose,
replicants.
yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
and why I chose Ravan as the topic, or Ravan as the subject or protagonist of my story,
Hmm.
was because first of all, he is considered as one of the most negative characters of our history.
Totally.
Right, he is considered, definitely. So, but still, I believe if you can challenge the gods of the gods, Lord Rama, right, definitely there has to be something in that person that that I can say as something which is mysterious in him, or maybe we were not able to explore that, or we were shown the only the different part of that, not the back part of his characteristics or traits that he had. Definitely, like abduction of Mata Sita was not a good task. Like it was not a good deed, and definitely he died a tragic death because of that only. Right. But is it the only reason? Or abduction of Mata Sita was the only reason that he died a tragic death? Or his or the betrayal from his brother Vibhishna? Was that the reason for his tragic death? No, I don't believe that. These two were one of the reasons, but you cannot convert the entire Ramayana into these two incidents.
Right.
Definitely, there has been.
Yes, we only know only Ram as the protagonist and Ravan as the antagonist. While you have Ravan as the protagonist here, and the whole narration is surrounded.
Yeah.
I guess that's what you
Right.
come up with.
So if he had done something bad, definitely it's there. He's accepting that.
Okay.
I mean, I have put him as the third person who is narrating his own story,
Okay.
and definitely he's accepting his mistakes. He's accepting everything that he did was wrong.
Right.
But definitely, if we can learn something from that,
Right.
it's one of the biggest things, I believe.
That's quite challenging, you know, to make people interpret your own, bring your interpretations about a negative character into something, you know, to teach something wonderful. So what's the USP of your book? What are the takeaways from your book? As a reader, what can I take away from this?
Okay. So I would say the USP would be, as I've already told you, it's a combination of both.
Right.
If you are reading this, so what I believe, whenever somebody is reading something, as a reader, I want to get something from that book.
Okay.
Right. I just don't want to pass my time, or just waste my time itself in reading something.
Right.
I just want to get something out of that.
Right.
Keeping that in mind, I believe that people would definitely start loving mythology and relating that to their own life. Okay. If they start reading my book, then definitely they will be able to correlate that, especially the corporate people, like who are professionals.
Right.
And definitely, since it's the lockdown time, definitely everybody is having time, and they can make the most of that if they start reading that book.
For Indians, mythologies are quite used to, we are quite used to, right? But how about the global? Like, how can you make a non-Indian understand this is a character, and you can connect it to your corporate life as a takeaway? How influence them?
I believe so. The corporate is something which is universal, right? Mythology can be restricted to a certain part. For example, Ravana. It may be possible that only Indians or the people who are living in Sri Lanka would be knowing about Ravana. But corporate is something which is universal. True. Right? Everybody is working, and everybody is a professional who is working.
Right.
So first of all, definitely they have to have that interest in mythology. If we talk about our international audience, they have to have this interest in mythology, and especially the Indian mythology. Indian mythology is one of the, I would say, mythologies which are too diverse.
Right.
with each and every kind of angle, whether you talk about the wars or romance or education or culture, everything is included in our mythology.
Right.
So if they start reading about a mythology, they will start loving that mythology part as well, and corporate part they can definitely understand.
Wonderful. I'm curious to know, since you're an HR professional, how do you get this much time to work on your book? Like, see, you are quite like you are completely a professional. You might be having a 9 to 5 job. You definitely have to take some time out of, right? So let me know how much time you spend and how make the time management in coming up with these write-ups.
That was quite a struggle, I would say, Sudha.
Okay.
Initially, the issue is you don't get the time to research, first of all.
Right.
So that was the main issue. And while actually, when I started researching about Ravana and when I started writing, I was not in Delhi. I was not in my hometown.
Okay.
So the main struggle was I had to uh, take care of my corporate life.
Yes.
I had to take care of the books. I had to take care of my meals. I had to take care of from vegetables, from the food that I am having, from or the whatever is included in just living a normal life.
Okay.
I was busy in that. So from that, even still, I don't remember. I don't realize like how did I do that. But
Okay.
yeah, definitely Saturday, Sunday, I wholeheartedly dedicated that to my book.
Okay.
And what I used to do is whenever I used to commute from my office to my home or from home to office,
Right.
I used to read and read and read because it used to take at least 1 hour to commute in commutation.
Okay.
So I used to spend that time reading about Ravana and more and researching more about the mythology.
Yes.
That was the main time. Yeah.
So you're talking about research. So when you're
Hmm.
talking about mythology, obviously
Hmm.
there should be some research you might have done.
Right.
So talk about it. How much research have you done to make this book happen to come live?
Okay. Okay. I would say I spent around 4 years in researching itself about Ravana and different aspects of Ravana. If you go into the market, you will read different versions of Ramayana. I would not talk about or I would not name those versions because I mean they're bit
Right.
I mean I would not justify with my
Right.
book then,
Right.
but there are a lot of versions available in the market. And the quite famous one is the Valmiki one,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And also there are some series which were made on Ravana as the character.
Okay.
After reading all those books, after looking at those series and all, I came up with a conclusion that we don't have a single history.
Yes. Okay.
In one book, Ravana is something else. In another book, definitely out of 10 points, 8 points are fine. I mean,
Okay.
8 points are
Right.
kind of similar in each and every book. But
Okay.
there will be 2 points which are completely different in all the books.
Contrast, you may just.
Contrast, definitely. They will be like the exactly opposite of what you have read just before that book.
Right. Right.
So I believe, that was the research part. I used to explore internet, obviously,
Okay.
to see the authenticity of those things.
Right.
And in my book, I would say you will not only find about everything about Ravana. You will also find stuff about the people or the relatives of
Okay.
Ravana, or the people whose influence was there on Ravana as well. Like
Okay.
maybe the sister of Ravana. Nobody talks about much
Yes.
about Shurpanakha,
Yes. Yes.
or Shurpanakha's husband. Nobody talks about him, right? The father of Ravana. Nobody talks about them, or the mother of Ravana, Mandodari.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I had to do some kind of research about those characters as well.
Okay.
So yeah, internet and books definitely
Wow.
were the main.
So extensive research.
Yeah.
What was
And
the
and yeah,
thing?
and I would say one more challenge that I faced at that time was there's a lot of stuff available in the market.
Yeah.
Putting that putting that thousands of words or thousands of pages into 200 pages, 250 pages was one of the challenges that I faced also, because I have to make this story in such a way that I can include mythology,
Hmm.
the corporate angle I have to give in that,
Right.
and everything that encircles Ravana's life I have to put forward in those 200 pages.
So
So that was one of the challenges.
challenge. Well, you're so determined to bring this, but why mythology? You could have chosen some other historical. They're similar, I guess, historical or mythological. So why only mythology? Any specific reason for mythology?
Uh, I'm quite, I would say, since my childhood, I was curious, more curious about knowing the people who actually had written our history and who were the actual warriors of our history.
Okay.
So if you look at Ravana, if you look at maybe Karna in Mahabharata, or Abhimanyu in Mahabharata,
Right.
even in our Ramayana, Lakshman is one of the greatest warriors,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Who has been considered as not, I mean, he was never in limelight, but yeah, he was one of the biggest Maharathis.
Yes.
Meghnad, if you talk about Meghnad, he is one of the Ati Maharathis.
Yes.
I mean, he was like equivalent to gods in powers at that time.
Right.
Right. So I believe with time we are diverting away from our culture.
Okay.
Right. Or the way our ancestors used to be. I mean, why they are called as one of the greatest warriors of our history. It's important for us to know that.
Absolutely.
So that thing made me curious, and I just wanted to deep dive more into into my history and our mythology, so that I can know more about them. Like what was so different in them that they are called as Ati Maharathis, Maharathis,
Okay.
and they were so powerful at that time.
Right.
Why can't we be like them if we work hard, and if we can do something like, why can't we be, or why can't we have something good out of them? Like,
Beautiful.
that's why I chose that.
Beautiful thought, Gaurav. Well, of course, the book, writing a book, researching, then falling into love with it, getting the concept done, everything is one. How marketing? Because that's where people have to work on. Writing a book is fine. That's one challenge. Now, getting it into the market, making people to buy it, how do you do that? Marketing, what is your PR tool that you have discovered? It should be your own. Like, this is what we have to do, because there are few writers in our viewers right now who wish to know. So your word will be a great help.
Definitely, Sudha. Sudha, see, I would see, I would say that marketing, if you have a valid content, if you have a valid or unique style of writing, if you have the passion that is visible in your book, I believe you will not require marketing to market your book, first of all.
Okay.
But in spite of that, definitely marketing of your product or whatever you have written.
Right.
It is one of the most important factors to establish yourself as an author.
Right.
So keeping that in consideration, while I was writing my book, I had this thing in my mind that I'll not merge my book with my own personality.
Oh, okay.
So, right. So how should I let you know? We usually try to focus more on our book and less on our personality. Let me give you an example. Usually what people do is, so for example, even in the posters, you will look at Gaurav Kataria and the name of the book as in the bold. Gaurav Kataria, author of Ravana, a Mistaken King and Unmistaken Leader. Right.
Okay.
Instead of that, if we focus more on a personality, or if we give equivalent percentages to equivalent weightage to your personality and your book, I think marketing will be easier, because people should know you not from your book, but you as your personality.
Okay.
And then they should read your book.
Right.
Because Gaurav Kataria is going to write many books. Not many books are defining Gaurav Kataria.
Right. Awesome.
So your characteristics or your traits should be unique, and they should come out in front of your audience. First of all, this you have to keep in mind while you are marketing yourself, even on Facebook or Instagram or anywhere you want to.
Right.
Second thing that I mostly focused on was, when I was writing my book, I had this thing in my mind that you are making a product, right? But who is your audience? You are going to sell that product to whom?
Right.
You have to do that preparation at the formation of that product itself. So I started, right. So I started talking to many of my friends who are in marketing domain, or who are into PR companies or all.
Okay.
I used to interact more not exactly about my book, but the content of my book, or what I'm going to come up with after some point of time on maybe Facebook or some other streams. I
Okay.
used to come up with them.
Okay.
With that kind of things. I used to make Facebook pages and make live videos over there. Not exactly about my book, but yeah,
Something, yeah.
about the content. Yeah, something related to that.
Right.
So you have to start preparing about the marketing of your book from that time onwards when you are starting writing.
Okay. So you should be doing lots of PR even before the book is launched. The
Even before the
idea,
book. Yeah.
sharing your ideas,
Because,
brainstorming it.
yeah, right. Because
Awesome.
your personality also matters. Like people
Okay.
will take you seriously when you have something
Right.
in you.
Okay, wonderful. So if we talk about mythological novels, people only readers immediately can think about Devdutt Patnaik or Amish Tripathi. So who are your role models in writing your first mythological novel?
Uh, I would say I don't have any particular role model in this domain, but definitely I love both these gentlemen
Okay.
uh, 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 because of their own unique traits.
Okay.
Devdutt Patnaik is more towards giving the scientific explanation to a mythological character.
Okay.
Right. He usually comes up with that scientific
Yes.
explanation for
Yeah.
whatever deeds those mythological characters have done. And
Right.
Amish Tripathi is more towards mythology, or explaining or giving that a fictional kind of aura
Yes.
around that story.
Right.
So I love them because of their own unique styles. It's not like that I love him, or maybe that Devdutt Patnaik or Amish Moore or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, but they are unique in their own domain.
Yes. Absolutely.
But
As
they
you
both are
are
amazing.
unique, as
Yeah, both
as they are. Right.
right, right. Both
Wonderful.
are amazing. Seriously,
Right.
amazing writers.
Right. So, what other works are you doing currently, like with your write-ups? Any other things? Any new novels coming up?
Yeah, I have something going on in my mind, which is which may come up after a few years.
Okay.
So, but I have not started working on that full-fledgedly.
Okay.
Maybe after some months. And basically, I'm also working on one of my pages called Still Bachelor. Actually,
Okay.
it's one of the uh, I mean, I wanted to be an entrepreneur, so I started this thing when I was in college at that time. So
Okay.
in the time being, I was not able to concentrate much on that.
Right.
But yeah, I'm also planning to do something about that. Yeah. So it'll be a T-shirt brand soon. It's
Okay.
already there, but yeah, I want to make it big. So it'll again relaunch itself after some point of time. So most of the time is spent on that. And yeah, office is obviously there. So
Okay.
that's
So,
how my time is divided.
yeah, I just wanted to know your any upcoming write-ups in which genre it can be because you are from business background. See, as you spoke about Dev, that he is from a medical pharmaceutical background, so he comes with a scientific approach.
Uh,
You're from an HR background, so you come up with a corporate background with some the layout is almost on a corporate, right?
uh,
So just wondering what could be your next write-up, like which genre would you select? What would your choice be?
uh, I believe the genre would be same, Sudha.
Okay.
Uh, and right now, I have this thing in my mind that I'll definitely include corporate learnings, and
Mhm.
I'll try to combine that with mythological characters.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
yeah, so I mean, the next mythological character will definitely again be a villain. I'll
Okay.
not talk about much about the heroes. I just want to
Okay.
focus on at least for quite some time. I just want to focus on the villains of our history.
So we are
And
expecting some more things about maybe any other antagonist that we are all familiar with, but you're coming with a different perspective, your
and
interpretations.
right. You will find more fiction now.
Okay.
I mean, to make this story more interesting. That was
Awesome.
the first novel that I have already have about Ravana, and I did not want to portray him as something which he was not. So that's why I did not bring in much fiction in that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, fiction is definitely there, but not at that level. But yeah, but later on I'll definitely include more fiction to make it more interesting.
Right. You're talking about fiction and making it more interesting. So, any interesting chapter or any interesting quote from your book you can share with our viewers so that they can go through just in a
Okay.
gist, any chapter that's quite interesting for us, just hooked.
Okay. Uh, so I would say I mean, to me personally, my last chapter is one of the chapters that was
Mhm.
that actually made me feel that yeah, I have written something,
Oh,
which
okay.
is really, I mean, when I read that chapter, it was like, hey Gaurav, you have written that chapter.
What a
See,
accomplishment, man, that you might have
yeah,
done.
seriously, and you feel good when you give compliment to yourself. You
Right,
definitely feel good. So
right.
I would say that chapter, the last chapter, I would say,
Okay.
and my one of my favorite quotations that I have included in my book also, and it's definitely not from uh, um, uh, that's my own quotation.
Okay, please.
So it is something like an insult to your strength
Okay.
gives you chance to enhance your strength. It's something like that.
Wow.
If you are insulted,
Yes.
and if you are positive, if you are a positive person, if you are insulted, it allows you or it gives you a chance to increase your abilities more. So it's good that you are insulted. You should not be taking that in a wrong sense. So this was in relation to the insult that happened, I mean, insult of Ravana, which was done by two Marathis. One
Okay.
was Kartivira Arjun. When Ravana attacked on Kartivira Arjun, he was the king of Maheshmati
Okay.
at that time.
Okay.
And another one was by King Wali.
Okay.
Vali, the brother of Sugriv,
Yes.
the
Yes.
elder brother of Sugriv, the king
Yes.
of Kishkinda.
Uh-huh.
So after those two battles, and Ravana was defeated in both the battles, and after that, Ravana says, "An insult to your own strength gives strength to your increases your strength."
Wow. So, hey viewers, so you're listening to Gaurav, who has written his book on mythology and wonderful insights he's sharing with us. So, do go. And where can they purchase it if they have to?
It's on Amazon,
Okay.
Sudha.
So,
Yeah,
you should
and paperback is coming soon. Maybe by next week it should be launched.
right.
Otherwise, Kindle version is already there.
Okay, wonderful. So this is all about your books. You're quite active in different volunteering participation and community building too. So my question here for you is, I've seen you, like you mentioned that you're very active in street plays from your college days or school days. This could have evolved you a lot as a person today, right?
Yeah, true.
Talking on different social cause. So you might have worked on different community initiatives. So my question here is, how did it evolve you as a person today? Did it help you
Uh,
to write up something like that?
Yeah, Sudha, definitely. So any kind of artistic activity that you involve yourself in,
Mm-hmm.
it definitely enhances your domains of thinking, I
Okay.
would say.
Okay.
So it should not be restricted to, maybe I would say, street plays. It can be anything.
Right.
It can be like you go to your roof and go at your roof and you just look at the sky and just start thinking something like you are flying a kite, flying a rocket there. So what are the things that will be going into your mind when you are flying a rocket, or you are the maybe one of the pilots of a ship? What would you
Right.
do in a stranded island or
Okay.
stranded this thing ocean? What would you do?
Okay.
It's a very simple thing to say, but it definitely expands your horizon of
Okay.
thinking. It
Right.
definitely gives you ability to come up with new solutions, to come up with new aspects, and then you start looking at a single thing in
Mm-hmm.
different ways, in
Right.
different ways.
So it is.
So
Huh.
yeah, so street play is not just a thing that I just wanted to take part because I have interest in dramatics or street plays. It
Right.
was another way of expanding my horizon of thinking also. Definitely it made me more matured and more able to make opinions,
Right.
correct opinions about things. Yeah.
I can actually connect you because I'm also very active on theater. So
Ah,
when I saw that you are also into street plays, I felt like there's
ah,
a connection here. So that's the reason why I asked you how it have changed you, these activities,
ah,
school and college activities,
right.
volunteering for a cause. All
Hmm,
this might have given a different perspective of the society.
hmm,
You can see the right perspective, right? You want to
true.
involve in it. You want to be
True.
part of someone's pain, like that. Or you have shown through your write-up. I
Right, right,
guess.
right.
Right.
So you are able to actually express more.
Mhm.
You are able to be more empathetic, more
Yes.
sympathetic with people
Yes.
when we're involved in such kind of activities. Because I believe in corporate life, you are so moving towards robotic. You are moving towards robotic behavior, the kind of which is automated automation kind of behavior you are getting into, and
Okay.
that kind of behavior is taking away that liberty of
Yes.
having open thoughts
Right.
or unbiased opinions.
Right.
So definitely involving yourself in these kind of activities bring you back from the clutches of uh, I would say this automation robotic behavior.
Right. So we'll again start becoming more human towards someone's
More human.
pain, and we'll be walking in their shoes, I guess. Right.
And
Wonderful.
being an author, definitely this is highly required, I would say.
Yes. To see someone, to walk in someone's shoes and understand.
Someone's shoes. Right, right.
Beautiful. So we are. You spoke about quite a lot about your book, the insights, how you evolved. Good to know. Here comes the most interesting segment of our pep talk: rapid fire questions. So, are you ready
Okay.
for it?
Definitely. Yeah.
Oh
Let's see
my,
what's in
viewers
store.
are having great time knowing you till so far. So let's see how you can make these questions also. So if Gaurav is not writing or volunteering or not working, what would he be doing?
Oh, quite interesting. Uh, I would have been watching more videos on maybe sales and marketing, I
Okay,
would say. Or traveling. Definitely.
okay,
Traveling is not my interest, but definitely I want that to be my interest in future.
right.
So traveling.
So you are definitely a multi-talented person, and you mentioned that you have accidentally discovered that you can write. So anything else that you have accidentally discovered, you have not no plan about it, but you just discovered in your journey that yes, I can do this. I love doing this. Anything like that?
Um, that this is the only one thing, but uh, I think my interest in playing violin. It's not right now. I mean, I don't have I don't have playing the violin as one of my hobbies right now.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, if I go 3 or 4 years back, at that time, violin was something that caught my attention at that time, and I got too interested, which happened accidentally.
Okay.
I saw one of my friends playing violin, my friend's friend I saw, and at that time I was quite interested in listening to what he was playing at that time. It was seriously, it was amazing. And
Okay.
accidentally, it so happened that I just wanted to learn violin
Okay.
at any cost.
Is it?
But
So did
yeah,
you
after
try?
that, sorry.
Did you try a hand in that also?
Yeah, I bought one violin,
Oh, awesome.
but and I tried to learn it from YouTube at that time. But
Okay.
yeah, after that, I just
Please
I would say
use it.
I did not have time actually.
Yes.
But
Because
that's an excuse, I would say that's an excuse. Everybody has time. If everybody has interest
yes,
in something, then. But yeah, it's a fault from my side actually. I should have given more time.
it's a one-time stimulation. Yes, let's do it, and
Actually,
it just cools down, right?
but I want to be a violinist actually in future. I want to learn it. It soothes your mind. It's actually soothing.
When you say Suze, I can only see Shah Rukh Khan playing in Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. That really, I can literally see that right now. Well, I'm a quite imaginary person. I can't help. I'm sorry. So I just said it. Well, Gaurav, so what is your typical day? How it is? How do you spend
uh,
your day?
so my typically my day is spent. It starts with a little bit of exercise in the morning,
Okay.
and then I read. I mean, newspaper and all, at
Okay.
least for next 1 or 2 hours, so that
Okay.
I know what's going on in the in the world.
Right.
And then my obviously office hours start,
Okay.
and that office hours and after that I just keep some time to read about what I want to do
Right.
next.
Right. Okay.
When I was writing about Ravana, I used to spend time on learning about or researching about Ravana.
Okay.
And right now, whatever I'm thinking of doing in future, I just spend more time in that, and then family time obviously after that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yeah, that's how a typical day is spent in lockdown, especially.
Yes. So you're talking about Lockdown. So how is life in lockdown? One word. One word about life in lockdown.
Oh, one word. My life had been uh, mm, s- surprisingly. Sorry. Let me put in this way. Uh, um,
Mixed.
no.
Clueless.
It's mad. I just want to add some word to the madness. Actually,
Okay.
life in lockdown has been a utter madness. Actually, I would say. I
Okay.
just wanted to use a positive words before madon.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Insane.
it was completely chaotic,
Insane.
I would say.
Okay. So positively insane. I guess so.
Positively insane, correctly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, I can provide a word to a writer. Wow. I feel good.
Thank you.
Yes. So if you are have a mythological character as an imaginary friend, who it would it be?
Mhm. Uh, then Karna would be my friend.
Okay.
Karna from Mahabharata.
Okay.
So I'm quite, I would say, obsessed with that character.
Is it? Okay. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. Now here comes. You already have a book with a name. Now, how about a movie made on your life? What would you suggest? What title would it have?
Oh, movie on my life or about the book or something?
Uh, Oh, you want your book to be made into movie? That's a great option.
Arey, that will be amazing thing. I
So who
hope
should be
it
directed?
happens.
Any thought on that? Who can direct that?
Arey, no idea. I don't know like how it will go.
Okay.
Uh, let's see, but maybe in future if somebody
Yeah.
finds it interesting and converts it into a movie, that will be really an amazing experience for me as well.
So you watch movies?
Not much,
Okay.
but yeah, I usually like movies which are non-fictional.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like any name, anything that you can, any
Uh,
recent one?
Bhag Milka Bhag is one of the
Okay.
movies. Recently, I watched the Sarabjit, sorry,
Sarabjit. Okay.
Sarabjit movie. It's
Okay.
also one of the amazing movies that I recently watched. Although it came many years back, but I just recently watched that movie. So
I guess
non-fiction movies
the
are
kind
really.
of movies you're watching, it definitely you will make your book to be sold to any director for to be made into a movie. For sure. For sure. Because it's all about the personality, the choices we take, even watching movies, right? Okay. How about like you you're planning to like the whole thing you spoke about, and then if if you are stranded in an island, this is a rhetorical question, I guess you can work on say on this. So if you're stranded in an island, what would be your
Mhm.
first thought till somebody comes to rescue, nobody around? So what how are you
Mhm.
going to take this situation?
Oh, okay. So, Sudha, I believe uh, if I'm in such kind of situation,
Right.
I'll be having two options: whether to just kneel down in front of that situation and
Right.
accept my defeat, and second would be definitely till the time any help comes, I have to help myself at that time to survive in that situation. So
Absolutely.
I'll take the second option.
Okay.
At any cost, I'll try to survive in that situation, whether it I mean just completely exhausts me,
Okay.
or I mean if everything is just challenging me at that time,
Okay.
or challenging my survival at that time, definitely I'll just keep fighting with that situation.
So
Because what I believe is that I have no option other
right.
than that option.
Yes, yes.
Second thing is that it will definitely, once I come out of that situation, it will definitely make me more confident.
Right.
It will improve and enhance my strength
Right.
to tackle such situations in future. So definitely, to survive at any cost will be my first thought.
It might break you or make you, but you will
Make you.
survive.
I will survive.
Awesome. Gaurav, it was great knowing you, and we are about to end our session. I really had, good time knowing you. At the same time, your insights about your book and your thought process, it gives me an immense pleasure as well as some motivation to, yes, this is high time. You have to work back on your book, because I'm also writing a book and I have to work on it seriously. So
Arey,
wonderful,
congratulations.
wonderful thoughts from your end. Uh, One suggestion for us, for me, for Pep Talk, how did you enjoy it? Any comments on it?
Oh, I would say, Sudha, that in whatever kind of situation we are in, while writing the book, or when I'm in corporate, I'm doing my daily, or I'm in at my home, whatever situation you are in, just believe in these two things always. One
Right,
is the righteousness, and second is integrity.
right,
You should not compromise in these two traits or these two values that you have in your life. If you're not able to do that, if you're able to, sorry, just believe in those two traits and you follow them as well,
right.
you will be Lord Rama, I would say.
Okay,
To me, there is no difference between Lord Rama and Ravana. The
okay,
difference came because of the righteousness and integrity.
right.
Lord Rama followed the path of righteousness and integrity, and that's why he was God actually,
Yes,
because he followed those paths. And on the other hand, Ravana was full of ego. He did not believe in integrity and righteousness, so that's why he was not able to.
he was
Uh,
destroyed by in his
yeah, he
own.
was destroyed definitely
Yes, yes, absolutely.
because of his own egoistic behavior. He was destroyed. So
Right.
these two traits, I believe, that we should carry on with our
With
traits and
us.
characteristics. Yeah.
So wonderful suggestions for me and for my viewers, that it's ultimately righteousness and integrity that will take us to a different level. And I'm really privileged to know such insights. Thank you, Gaurav, for joining me
Amazing.
on Pep Talk. Wonderful knowing you, and have a great evening. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Sudha. Thank you so much.
Back to you all again. Yes, that was Gaurav Kataria from Delhi, and with his beautiful mythological novel, which is right now available on Amazon. Go check it. And for more details, you can click his, or you can reach him. He will be giving you wonderful insights about each and everything about mythology, because that's the research he has done, right? And I'll be back again next month. Yes, that is tomorrow, with yet another interesting personality. But this time, August is going to be rocking and something different, because it's going to be musical. Yes, I just gave you a hint. It's going to be musical and extremely talented. Of course, along with me, there will be wonderful people who will be entertaining us. Yes. And this is it from my end. I'm Sudhama, your communication coach. Bye bye from now. Take care and have a great evening, everyone.